Alright, so the box of the intake here, we have intake pipe, tube, bracket. Like I said, I got 2 of them. A bunch of stickers, got our clamps, filter, which I'm hoping is already oiled. I'm just going to take a guess and say it is. There's a little bit of oil on the rubber. Box number 2, another license plate holder. The box for the intake. Cover for the intake, as well as the mounting hardware and the rubber seal. So, I'm going to start by removing the old intake. So we're going to go ahead and unplug. Make sure your key's off for this too, otherwise you'll trip an engine light, which I guess isn't a big deal. You can just clear it out with the access port, but unplug that. Either a Torx or a Phillips. I don't know why mine's mismatched, but unscrew those, remove those 2 push panels. I'm going to get this scoop out of the way. Alright, now that we got that loose, I believe it just pulls out of the intake like that. Set that off to the side. We're going to have to use a flathead or a 5/16 socket to remove this clamp. And let's see how this attached. We have a 10mm bolt down here, as well as, I don't know if you can see it, but there's also one right there that you can get to through here. So we're gonna take those out. All right, so I found this combination works best: a long 3/8 extension with a short 10mm and a swivel to get this bolt from under here. And then I just removed the swivel and used the extension to get this one. And then I found there's actually a 3rd bolt right back there. So we're gonna take that one out, and that should be it. We should now be able to remove the old airbox. I have to finagle it a little bit. Out with the old, in with the new. Alright, now we're going to take the new filter and put it on the MAF sensor housing. Orientation of the filter doesn't matter, so we're just going to go ahead and put it on and tighten the clamp with a 5/16 or 8mm socket. Don't over tighten it. Now somebody butchered mine. It's supposed to have 2 T20 Torx screws holding the MAF sensor on. Mine has a Phillips and a Torx, but you're going to go ahead and remove both those screws and swap it over to the new MAF housing. Now you want to make sure this O-ring right here is not ripped, because that's going to create a seal. You want to have the filter pointing to the left and the electrical plug of the sensor pointing towards you when you put it in. We're using the 2 new Allen screws along with the supplied Allen key that came with the kit to install these. Make sure you alternate when tightening down so it gets a good even seal, and again, don't over tighten it. Now using the new intake hose and supplied clamps, I'm going to slide this onto the MAF housing. I'm not sure if it matters which way it goes. I'm going to go with the Cobb lettering towards the MAF housing. I'm not going to tighten these just yet, just in case we have to rotate some stuff around before tightening it down. We're going to go ahead and remove this 10mm bolt on the reservoir here. Now that that's removed, we're going to take our airbox and take this here U-shape, turn it upside down, and not this nice clean edge, but this edge with the shoop-de-whoop on it. We want to put our weather seal. So for the U-shape part, we didn't have to make any cuts. Just line it up with the edge there. Now I'm going to cut this extra off and use it for that edge. Alright, as you can see, I've cut 2 V-shaped grooves in this strip, making sure not to cut all the way through. Start it lined up over there. I just used my wire cutters. You'll see it lines up pretty good. I'm going to use the remainder of this, cut it in half and put some here and some here, because that's going to seal right along here, and I'm trying to keep the engine heat away from the air filter. Alright, so there's the finished product. Now we're going to install this with a MAF housing bracket. So I'll set the airbox in place, just like so. The U-shape opening facing up and towards the engine. I'm going to take your bracket, just like this, so it's facing towards the engine, and it has to go under here. So you're lining this hole up with that hole down there, and we're trying to get the bolt started for that hole where the factory position bolt was. At the same time, we're going to line up that bolt that we took out earlier on the steering reservoir, as well as this bolt. You'll notice there's 3 gold 10mm bolts supplied with the kit. One of them is longer than the other 2. You'll want to use the long one for going through the power steering reservoir. Alright, so we have our bottom one started, power steering one started, and now we're going to use the remaining nut and bolt for right here. I'm going to have the bolt facing this direction, since this hole is smaller and this hole is bigger, and the nut has a bigger contact surface. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is make sure to route your MAF sensor wiring under the airbox before you bolt it down. This will keep it kind of hidden, a little more clean. So got all the bolts in place. Gotta make sure all clearance is good and tighten everything down. Make sure this bracket is nice and straight, not like that. You want it straight, because that's going to bolt to the back side of the MAF housing. And also I was using these plastic neoprene washers, the bigger diameter ones, for the mounting bolts. Another idea you might want to do before you tighten everything up is test fit this top plate. I ran into an issue where for all the holes, all the screw holes to line up, I had to actually trim the corner of it to accommodate my hood prop mount. Not sure if I'm doing something wrong or if it's just a fitment issue. Wasn't a huge deal. It took me a couple minutes with my grinder, but wasn't too happy about that. But anyway, continuing. Scratch that. You can see when you tighten them down, the plastic washers just mush and pretty much become useless. So I went and grabbed some regular metal washers. I'm going to use those. Alright, all the bolts are tight. I actually removed this pipe because I tried to test fit it and it wasn't going so hot. So I'm going to put this in first. Another thing I'm not too happy with, not sure what the deal is, but I found out that the Cobb end is a little bit bigger, and it's for this. But this end slips onto here, and there's a relatively decent gap there, which I'm not excited about. Hopefully with the clamp being tight, it kind of squeezes down on it enough to get a good seal. But I can go ahead, leave this how it is, and try to put this in. Might have to pull this back out, finagle this in first. Alright, there should be 2 silver 10mm bolts. I've put the lock washer on first and then the regular washer. That's going to thread through the back of your MAF housing bracket into the MAF housing. Again, do not over tighten. Alright, I've left the bolts finger tight for now, actually, just so I can move this around a little bit if I have to. Slip that on, or that end on first, and then pull this kind of out and tuck that down, but be careful not to push the air filter into your fender and crunch the cone filter. Alright, so that ended up working the best. I was able to get it on there, so I tightened up that clamp. It seems like it's sealed up better than I thought it would. I'm not too worried about it. Also tighten up this clamp, plugged in the mass sensor that we routed, and tighten up the two 10 mils on the mass sensor housing. It's a little close here. Kind of worried that when the engine torques it's going to hit that, but I think it's this parent pipe that's screwing me over here. It's pushing everything that way, because if you tug on it, it gets a little more space, so might have to do something with that. Maybe cut this parent one a little shorter, but that's it. Just got to put the purdy on. We've got 4 screws with plastic washers, Allen's. Put those in. Okay, now we got to reinstall the factory scoop before we put the cover on. So slide that in there like that. Put our little push pins back in. Yeah, man. You can actually just push these in. You don't have to use an actual screwdriver. They're just plastic. Now, put your cover on. Should be able to just barely push it out of the way to get that screw in, and all the other ones line up. Alright, so I've got all the screws tight, but I wasn't happy with how loose this was. So I removed the screw back there, and I'm going to drill a little hole that's going to hold this down. And I've taken my grinder that I used to cut this heat shield notch. I also trimmed the bottom of this so it's nice and flat. There we go. I like that much better. I just used, I guess, probably a 3/16 drill bit, just something big enough for the screw to go through. And the screw is just long enough. You probably have to push down on this plastic and start that screw. But there we go. All in. Everything's tight. Hope this helped you out.